Hello, I'm David. Welcome to our channel.
Hello, I'm Sophia too. Today we're going to go deep into film and cinema.
And today, yeah, we are definitely suiting up, maybe not quite black tie, but diving headfirst into the world of the high table. We're focusing on Ballerina, the big John Wick spin-off.
The expectations are, well, sky high, aren't they, given where the main franchise left off?
Exactly. So our mission today is to look at the early buzz, figure out what makes this thing tick. Is it the lead, the action? How does it fit, into that whole Wick universe?
Well, the initial take seems pretty clear. It's definitely a revenge action flick at its core.
Right, familiar territory.
It's familiar, but the word is, it really stands out because of two things mainly. Ana de Armas giving a apparently standout performance and action sequences that some are calling, well, maybe the best in the whole series, which is saying something.
Okay, wow. So let's place this for people keeping track of the lore, the timeline. Where does Ballerina actually fit?
Right, so it slots in neatly between John Wick 3 and John Wick 4, Parabellum in Chapter 4.
Ah, okay. So it's kind of filling in a gap there.
Exactly. It lets them explore that period without messing with the main storyline too much. But it means, the main character, the ballerina, she's dealing with the fallout from Wick's actions right before Chapter 4. It adds a bit of texture to the whole continental situation, the high table stuff.
And the plot itself, it's that primal revenge motivation, again, like the first Wick film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But maybe with a different background.
Yeah, it is revenge. We're following this assassin trained in the traditions of the Roma organization.
Ah, the Roma. We saw them in Parabellum.
We did, and she's out for revenge because her family, specifically her father, was murdered. So it's personal.
What's interesting there is grounding it in the Roma. That feels different from the high table, which is more like this cold corporate structure.
Completely. The Roma is more like her family, her upbringing. So the revenge isn't just, professional. It's deeply personal, tied to her identity, her roots.
So it gives her character a different kind of emotional weight compared to John Wick's later, more mythological struggles.
Precisely. It differentiates her quest, makes it feel very grounded even within this crazy assassin world.
And the director tasked with pulling this off is Len Wiseman. He did the Underworld movies, right?
That's him, yeah, Len Wiseman. He's got that history with stylized action, moody visuals.
So what does he bring to Wick? Does it feel like his style, or does it blend in?
I think it blends quite well, actually. He gets that dark, neo-noir vibe the Wick films thrive on, high contrast shadows, all that. But maybe with a touch more focus on precision, a kind of balletic quality to the movement, reflecting her training, and feels like a continuation, not a sharp turn.
Makes sense. Okay, so moving on to the action itself, the aesthetic. If you love how John Wick looks and feels, sounds like this delivers.
Oh, absolutely. The reports are strong on this. It looks like Wick. And crucially, it sticks to that philosophy of letting you see the action.
The wide shots, not cutting away every half second.
Exactly. Those beautiful wide masters. It's like they're proving it's real, You can really appreciate the gun fu, the mix of martial arts and shooting, and see that it's happening practically. Less shaky cam, less frantic editing.
And that practical approach makes the violence hit harder, doesn't it? I heard there are some specific sequences getting major praise.
That's where things get really interesting. There's one sequence in particular involving a flamethrower.
A flamethrower? Seriously?
Seriously. And people who've seen it are saying it might be one of the best action scenes in the entire franchise.
Wow. Okay, that definitely escalates things beyond, pencils and books.
Right. It shows they're pushing the spectacle, but keeping it grounded in that sort of practical, brutal intensity the series is known for.
And the sound is key too, I imagine. Tyler Bates did the score.
Yep, Tyler Bates is back. His music always gives those sequences such a driving rhythm, makes it feel almost like a violent ballet.
So, connecting this incredible action back to the story, it sounds like there's a bit of a trade-off happening.
That seems to be the consensus, yeah. The action is top tier, maybe even better than ever. The story, though, it's described as maybe less complex, less expansive than, say, John Wick 3 or 4.
So does that mean, if the story just works well enough, is that a risk? Is it leaning too heavily on just the spectacle?
That's probably the core calculation they made. Look, for a spin-off, maybe you don't need the sprawling high-table politics. You need a strong lead and killer action.
Right. Keep it focused.
Exactly. The simpler revenge plot gives Ana de Armas the emotional drive she needs, and then it lets the action do the heavy lifting. The film seems pretty honest about that. You're here for the action, and we're going to give you the best action possible.
And speaking of Ana de Armas, she really is the anchor here, isn't she?
Totally. Her casting felt almost inevitable after No Time to Die. Remember how she just lit up the screen in that?
Oh, yeah, she stole that movie in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The energy, the physicality.
Exactly. You just knew she was ready for a big action lead. And apparently she really delivers here. Fully committed, doing a ton of her own stunt work, getting right in there.
That commitment then raises the whole stunt discussion, which is always interesting with Wick. You can sometimes tell when it's the stunt double, right?
Yeah, you definitely can sometimes, like that big fall down the stairs in John Wick 4. Pretty clear that wasn't Keanu Reeves taking every single tumble.
Right.
But the interesting thing here, based on what we're hearing about Ballerina, is that even if you can spot the double sometimes, it's not distracting.
How so?
Well, instead of trying to hide it with, like, dodgy CGI face replacements.
Which never quite look right.
Never. Instead, the visibility almost becomes a tribute. Like, you're seeing the incredible work these stunt performers do. They're risking a lot for this stuff. It keeps it feeling practical, physical, almost like celebrating the craft instead of hiding it.
That's a really interesting way to look at it, acknowledging the artistry of the stunt team.
Yeah, it moves it beyond just movie magic into appreciating the physical performance.
Okay, but even with a great lead and amazing stunts, you need support. How does Ballerina use the established characters? Particularly, the big one, Keanu Reeves. Does he end up stealing the show?
That's the balancing act, isn't it? And a fair question. First, though, let's just mention seeing Lance Reddick again.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Apparently his appearance was unexpected, filmed before he passed. Seeing Sharon again. It adds this layer of poignancy. He was always the quiet soul, the continental. It's a nice touch, but yeah, also a reminder of what's lost.
Definitely adds weight. Okay, so back to Keanu. The marketing definitely pushed his involvement.
It did. And look, it's not just a blink and you'll miss it cameo. Reports say he has a substantial role, especially towards the end in the third act. But the way it's described, it sounds strategic. He's there less to take over and more to validate her, to connect her personal mission to the bigger high-table world. Give it those higher stakes. Make the spinoff feel like it matters within the main canon.
Okay, so he provides context and gravity rather than overshadowing.
That seems to be the goal, yeah. And that leads into the finale. The last 30 minutes are apparently just hugely satisfying.
The big payoff.
Totally. It's that classic Wick formula. The lead character versus, like, a sea of enemies. It's what you came for. It proves that even if the pacing pulls back sometimes between the action, those big, intense, well-executed sequences make the whole thing work.
It lands the ending.
It sounds like it really does. Which brings us to maybe a final point about, well, movie making in general and all the noise online.
The reshoots talk. There was a lot of that around Ballerina, wasn't there?
There was. And the thing is, reshoots are normal, incredibly common on big movies. They're often planned for, budgeted for. It happens constantly.
But it makes for easy headlines, speculation about troubled production.
Exactly. Clickbait, basically. But what Ballerina seems to show is that at the end of the day, none of that chatter really matters. What matters is the film you actually get to watch.
Right. 5 years from now, no one's going to remember an article about reshoots. They'll just watch the movie.
Precisely. The reports suggest the final film works. Ana de Armas is strong, the action is great, it's fun. Any bumps during production seem to have been smoothed over by the quality of the final product.
So the lead worked, the concept worked. Hopefully they just learned lessons for maybe a smoother ride next time, if there is a next time for her character.
That seems to be the hope, that this sets up more potential down the line.
Okay, so maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. Thinking about action movies you love, how much does truly exceptional action choreography make you forgive a perhaps simpler plot? Where's that balance for you?
And building on our earlier point, does seeing the stunt work, knowing it's a real person doing those incredible things, even if you can tell it's not the main actor, does that enhance your appreciation or does it pull you out of the movie compared to seamless CGI?
Lots to think about there.
Thank you so much, as always, for going on this deep dive with us today.
Stay tuned for our next video. We're going to go over a very hot and controversial topic that has been making a lot of noise these days. So in order not to miss our next video, subscribe to our channel and ring the bell next to it to be notified of our next video. And if you liked our program today, like the video.
Goodbye for now.